Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the worst films that definitely weren't saved by their bad endings. Number 10. Shredder, Halloween Ends.
Oh! Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you, I'm just waiting for Allison.
This newer trilogy brought Laurie Strode back to confront her past traumas and possibly take down Michael Myers for good. The filmmakers then decided to spend a large portion of the third film on a new character named Corey.
You know, we all learn the truth about each other eventually.
This undercuts the ending, which features the inexplicable capture and apparent death of Myers. He's put through a shredder in what could have been a more interesting moment for the entire series. The conclusion also makes you wonder if it's even going to work, considering that the villain always finds a way to come back. With all this in mind, the horrible film fumbles to its finale instead of finishing on a high note.
The mysteries were put to bed, and the story as we told it was to fade with time.
Number 9. We'll Be Back, Mac and Me. You don't need to remember much about E.T. the Extraterrestrial to recognise this film as a rip-off. An alien and a boy become unlikely friends before the world tries to tear them apart. The bizarre ending includes Eric Cruz being shot, killed, and then revived thanks to Mac and his relatives.
He's dressed to fire.
It's a shocking and inexplicable way to end, made only worse after the title character and his family are given citizenship. They all drive down the road as a chewing gum bubble inflates with a goodbye message. It is among the cheesier finales of its kind, sending off the extraterrestrial family after a lackluster sci-fi adventure. Number 8. Two kids survive the apocalypse, knowing.
How am I supposed to stop the end of the world?
In this thriller, Nicolas Cage's character tries to understand a prophecy about terrible events. His professor realises later that a solar flare might destroy the Earth. It's definitely a bummer, but the hero doesn't even get a chance to survive it. Instead of saving the lead, the movie chooses two children to escape the planet's destruction. You almost wonder why you watch the whole film only to see most of the characters incinerated. Not only that, young Abby and Caleb frolic in some far-off land like nothing happened. I mean, why save the kids and not some other worthy person? Knowing features many twists and turns that all lead to disaster before giving audiences this annoying send-off.
They've chosen us to go.
They haven't chosen us, Caleb.
Number 7. Friendship, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Despite the wacky premise, this horror send-up of classic characters feels like a drag. Winnie the Pooh kills many people before being pinned by a car. It looks like Christopher Robin and Maria are safe until the bear gets up, forcing the villain's former friend to plead for mercy.
Please, why are you doing this? Why won't you stop?
The movie decides to punish the viewers with one final trick. Pooh reveals that he hasn't gotten over Robin's departure, choosing to channel his anger into stabbing Maria. It feels cruel to have an innocent person die without even giving the hero a chance to fight back. As the powerless survivor tries to escape, you might be wondering if there's a point to the mindless violence. Number 6. Sam and Optimus survive, Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen.
Return now to Optimus. Merge the Matrix with his spark.
This action series loves its big battles and chaos, but sometimes it also wants to be dramatic. This doesn't always work out, as the sequel Revenge of the Fallen tries too much all at once.
Even if we could figure out a way to get Big Man over there, how is this little kid supposed to bring him back to life?
I don't know.
The film tries to put Sam Witwicky in danger, but decides not to have the human hero die after all. If that isn't enough, Optimus Prime might not make it either. It's not hard to imagine they'll keep the Autobot leader around for another adventure. Rather than push the story to the limit, the writers decide to do the obvious and revive Prime with a little plot magic.
Boy, you returned for me. A living Prime!
This narrative trick doesn't help a movie that's already on thin ice for not focusing enough on the robot fights.
Our races, united by a history long forgotten, and a future we shall face together.
Number 5. The heaviside layer, Cats. Unless you're steeped in the lore of this Broadway musical, you might find this adaptation a little confusing. The bewildering musical numbers, visuals, and casting choices lead to this strange ending.
Like a flower as the dawn is breaking.
Grisabella is chosen to fly to the heaviside layer, with the evil McCavity failing to ride along. It's undercut by the questionable CGI and ongoing terror of the motion capture technology. There's also the fact that the hero Victoria finally becomes part of the Jellicle Cats. It should be a celebration of great achievements and defeating the villain, but the whole thing falls flat.
Up, 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 past the Russell Hotel. Up, 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 to the Heaviside Layer.
Tom Hooper's cinematic retelling of Cats comes off as more of a mismanaged nightmare than anything else.
Strasbourg pie, some potted grouse or salmon paste. He's sure to have his personal taste.
Number 4. Ending the franchise, Jaws the Revenge.
You're all the same. Complain, complain. Oh, shit.
There didn't need to be one sequel to Jaws, let alone multiple ones that failed to live up to the original. The worst almost has to be the overblown Jaws the Revenge. It once again pits humans against a freaky shark, but this time the ending almost works like a parody of an action film.
That's it right there. Is that what I think it is?
The heroes slam into the villain with the sailboat, causing an explosion. You'll likely be scratching your head as the slow motion effects make it all even more ridiculous. If that isn't enough, the character Jake miraculously survives his earlier encounter with the fearsome sea creature. The one good thing about this movie, and the insane conclusion, might be that it effectively ended the series.
So from now on, we're gonna study snails, eh?
Number 3. Loose Ends, Morbius. Statistically speaking, there must be some Morbius film fans somewhere. The final battle leaves something to be desired as the title hero and his nemesis battle it out. Jared Leto and Matt Smith's characters tussle in a fight that doesn't have much in the way of stakes. Even after that, the movie decides to give you an unnecessary post-credit scene that only raises more questions. Michael Keaton's Adrian Toomes shows up in a desperate attempt to connect this universe to the larger MCU.
A man identifying himself as Adrian Toomes simply appeared in an otherwise empty cell.
If you even stick around for this moment, you'll likely be unfazed by an Easter egg that goes, well, nowhere. It all feels like fan service for a project lacking in substance or the ability to answer plot questions.
I'm listening.
I'm not sure how I got here. Has to do with Spider-Man, I think.
Number 2. Tragic surprise, Remember Me.
What a day.
It might be one of the most misguided twists of the last several decades. Remember Me trudges forward as a mediocre drama, giving actors like Robert Pattinson and Pierce Brosnan a script full of cliches.
And your mother?
She passed away when I was 11. She was murdered, and I was there.
The story then goes haywire as it is revealed that the ending takes place on September 11th, 2001. Pattinson's character Tyler ends up in the World Trade Center, leaving the audience to expect the worst. It seems like a last-minute way to grip audiences, and feels too shocking to actually count. Viewers likely walk away with this surprise on their minds, having been blindsided by tragic events. The film isn't worthy of this fourth quarter change and fails to use it to enhance the plot. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Website link, The Devil Inside.
There's something wrong with her. It's not safe here.
We can't think of a bigger slap in the face than this ending. The Devil Inside tries to give audiences one last set piece in a car, but the action comes to a screeching halt. Several characters die, Isabella disappears, and the film tells the audience to visit a website for more information. The filmmakers don't even care enough to give the story a proper finale. It's even worse knowing that the film, up to that point, has only been a subpar take on exorcism movies. The last title card goes one step further, practically telling viewers that they've wasted their time. So, did we forget another horrible finish to a bad movie? Let us know in the comments below.
I want my son! I want my son!
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.